the book that erased its reader. On a stormy evening in Prague, Anna, a quiet librarian, was cataloging the rare manuscripts room when she noticed a faint gleam behind the last shelf. Curious, she reached through the dust and pulled out a strange book bound in cracked black leather. It was heavier than it looked and colder. No title, no author, only a faint etched symbol of an eye, half shut on the cover. Something about it unsettled her, but she carried it to a table and opened it anyway. The first page stopped her breath. Anna Petrova enters the library on a stormy evening. Her hands are cold. She blinked at the words. It was describing her, exactly as she was at that very moment. Her eyes darted to the next page. She sits at the table, turns another page, and feels her heartbeat quicken as she realizes what she's holding. She let the book fall shut and stared at it as though it might bite her. Then slowly, almost against her will, she opened it again. She whispers, "This is impossible," but keeps reading anyway. Her lips parted. "This is impossible." She flipped faster. Her entire life unfolded before her in black ink. Her childhood bruises, her secret poems hidden in drawers, even her recurring dream of drowning in the Vltava River. By the time she reached the middle of the book, her hands were trembling. It even knew the words no one had heard her speak, the wish she made when she was 10, the boy she had loved from afar. Every shame, every joy, every choice. At the bottom of the next page, a single line appeared, shimmering as though written just then. "Tear out this page." Her fingers hovered. Something inside her screamed, "Don't." But the silence in the library was heavy, and the words seemed to pull her in. With a breath, she tore the page. The lights above her flickered violently. The air seemed to collapse around her, and when it steadied, she was no longer in the library. Instead, she found herself inside a vast hall of shelves, infinite, stretching into darkness. And on every shelf, more books, all bound in black, each with a different name embossed faintly on its spine. The names shimmered, and some were already fading. Anna stumbled backward and looked at her own book, now lying open on the floor. Her name, too, was starting to dissolve. Letter by letter. She tried to scream, but no sound came out. Panicked, she ran through the aisles, pulling books at random, hoping to find something, anything. But every book she opened was just another life, another story, and in all of them, the ending was the same. What is torn cannot be undone. What is written belongs to the page. Her knees buckled. She pressed her palms against her book and whispered, "Please let me out, I want to live." For the first time, the book answered. "What will you give in return?" Tears streamed down her face. "Take my voice, take my face, take whatever you want, just don't erase me." The book closed itself. When Anna opened her eyes, she was back in the library. But when she stood and looked at the mirror on the wall, she had no reflection. When she called out, no one turned. People walked past her as though she were air. Her body was there, her name still in the book. But her existence was thin, transparent, a ghost stitched to the pages of her own story. And when she looked down at the book one last time, she saw her name, barely visible, and beneath it, a final line. You chose to be remembered, not to live. Now, every night, the black book waits on its shelf, waiting for someone else to open it, to read their story, to tear their own page. And somewhere in the quiet corners of the library, if you listen closely, you can still hear her whisper, "Be careful what part of yourself you're willing to tear away." Morale: we are made of every moment, even the ones we wish we could erase. To tear them away is to tear away ourselves. Wholeness comes not from perfect pages, but from embracing the story as it is.